What's up, creatives, and welcome to another Romeo show. Coming up, my videos from last week, a how-to video this week on how to draw an eye, and also my upcoming how-to courses as well. So what were you all waiting for, people? Let's roll the intro. And welcome to my show. My name is Romeo and I am a sketch and motivational artist, uploading art therapy and how-to videos every week. And if you want to stay tuned and keep up with that, hit the subscribe button to follow my growth and to see art videos every week. Last week I uploaded my heart mandala video, getting you all guys all ready for Valentine's Day. If you didn't see the video, here is a quick clip. And if you want to watch the full version of that video, there is a link in the description below. I also uploaded my shorts video. This was a stop motion video of a heart being done, being created using origami. Origami is something that I used to do many years ago. I used to create origami models for weddings and birthdays. Not like the origami that you're going to see in this video. These were more taking small bits of paper, turning them into little triangles, and then forming a huge model, either a swan or something like that. I'm going to be showing you something like that in future videos. But in today's video, here is the origami heart being done as stop motion. I had absolutely brilliant time creating that video. It was so cool to do. I've never done anything like stop motion before. It was a series of once I'd made the model, to photograph every segment being folded, and then once all the photographs have been done, turning them all then into one video and then editing it as I went along. It came out absolutely brilliant. There's going to be a lot more of those type of videos on my shorts, so stay tuned for those. So I asked last week on what type of videos you would like to see me do and what you would like to see, and one of the main videos that you guys would like to see is a setup video. So that is a video that I shall also be doing. It's going to be a video based on my complete setup. I'll do those videos in a couple of parts because I don't want to be getting you guys too confused or making the videos too long for you guys to watch. So they will be done in a few parts. First video will be a setup of what I do to create my videos. A lot of the stuff you may not have. So there'll be a second part to that where there will be a how-to setup video of what you may have at home that you can do yourself as well. There will also be separate videos as well to those on how I edit my videos. So it'll be an editing video on the software that I use, and also there'll also be a editing video on software that you can download from any app store and use yourself too. They're going to be great little videos for you to get into the idea of what sort of things that I produce and what I sort of create, and all the ins and outs of what goes on backstage of Romeo sketches. But also creating those setup videos, where it's going to be a good chance for me to test out my new Samsung S21. Upgraded the phone the other day, and so far it's been absolutely brilliant. I'm going to do a review video of this phone because it's the quality of photographs and videos is absolutely mind-blowing. It's actually better than the camera that I'm using. I'm using a Fujifilm X-T100 camera that I'm using to film this, and the quality, you'll see the quality of this video in my how-to video that's coming up. But throughout the whole of my setup video, I'm going to be using this camera on my on the new phone to demonstrate and to film it. But yeah, there will be now. I'm not a tech person, or this is not a tech channel or anything like that. So whether or not I'm going to be mixing it into my videos or when I create them, or how I'm going to go about it is another thing, because I don't really want this channel to look like it's a technical a tech channel, because it's not. It's an art channel. So, but then again, I'm going to be doing reviews and things like that as well. So with my product reviews, even though they are not going to be to do with art or anything like that, they have something to do with it, because that's what I film all my drawings on, so I need a camera and setup and lighting and sound quality and things like that. So there will be some product reviews coming along as well, not to do with art but to do with the actual products that I am using. So keep your eyes out for that video coming soon too. So going on to my how-to videos, we have an how-to video today that's coming up. It's going to be a how to draw an eye video that I've done for you. It's a very simple, basic drawing of a realistic eye. It's going to give you a great lesson on how to draw an eye realistically, but using the only one pencil and an eraser. Most of my drawings that you see, I use various different types of gradient of pencil. But in this one, because you guys might just have the one pencil, I'm going to be showing you how to draw realistically just using that one. Now, the video itself is a 30-minute long video. So on the show, you're only going to see 10 minutes of that video because I don't want to be taking too much of your time. The separate video, the full-length version of that video is going to be in the description down below. So if you want to watch the full narrated version of that video, just click the link. So what I'm going to be doing now is on my videos, on my show videos, if it's going to be a how-to video, you're going to be seeing 10 minutes of it. And then there's always going to be a link to a full version of that video. And then coming soon on my website, there's going to be how-to courses of drawing as well. These videos are going to be a little bit more in-depth. I'm going to be using different various grades of pencil. There's going to be a photo reference in there, and it's going to be fully narrated, and it's going to be in real time as well. So you can follow along with me during that whole course of that drawing. It's going to be set out in different types of playlists, but also in different types of parts as well. So you're going to have facial ones, you're going to have hair ones, you're going to have full portraits as well. So it's going to go. So I'm going to be teaching you from beginning to end on each of those pictures as well. These are going to be videos that I'm going to be on my website, which you'll be able to rent for a couple of days, or you can have a subscription to my website where you'll pay a monthly fee and you'll be able to get access to all those videos for free. That's all still to come. I'll let you guys know more about that in future episodes. So let's move on to today's how-to video. I'm going to be showing you how to draw a realistic looking eye using just the one pencil. Now, I am not a trained artist. I'm self-taught. I watched videos on YouTube to hone in on my skills as a sketch artist. So a lot of the stuff that I'll be talking about and saying is not technical. It's very much raw and down to earth. I don't speak in technical jargon or anything like that. It's something that I've developed during my teaching times when I used to teach hairdressing as well. The way I see it is that I will show you the basics and the basics of the technical side to it, and then it's up to yourself to then create an image or to create that hairstyle using the stuff that I've given you. Because at the end of the day, I want to see your work progressing. I want to see your work being done, and not something that you've seen me do and trying to copy myself. Because what I want to see is your creativity. Because at the end of the day, what I was wanting to see was that person's creativity coming out. I'll show you the basic steps, and then you take those steps on board and then unleash all your creativity. And because at the end of the day, it's your work that's on display, and it's you that's being shown, and it's yourself that's, you're promoting of your work. So that's the sort of style of teachings that I like to do. Without further ado now, let's crack on with it. Enjoy the video. Hello and welcome everyone. So today we are going to be drawing an eye. So normally when drawing an eye, what I'd probably suggest is try to draw something from an actual photograph. So using a reference picture or something that you've sort of got from Google or anything like that. Wherever you're going to be drawing, always draw from a reference picture. Today, on the other hand, though, I'm going to be drawing from something that I drew just a little while back on my notepad. So that's what I'm going to be using as a reference. So the eye that we are going to be drawing, it's going to be a realistic looking eye, but it's not going to be as realistic as what you would see when one of my drawings or anything like that. Because today, what I'm just going to be using is just the one pencil. Now, you guys are going to have just the. Usually when I'm talking about drawing or shading, I always mention that, use different pencil grades and things like that, which is what you are supposed to do, because you get the more depth and the more darker pencils that give you that extra depth and colour in your pictures. But today, because some of you guys might just have the one pencil, I'm just going to be using this one pencil, which is a 4B. It's a very good pencil to use because I'm going to be able to get the tones a lot more darker, but also I'm going to be able to make them a lot more lighter. You can use a HB pencil as well, you just not get it as darker. But by all means, still use a HB pencil. But today, just the one pencil. A kneadable eraser, you can just use a regular eraser as well. This kneadable eraser is just going to be to get a few little highlights in there and just to lift some of the graphite in case you go a little bit too heavy in some of the areas that we're going to be drawing in. And also a Q-tip as well, just to blend in our graphite pencil. You can use a tissue as well. So I'm not using any blending stumps or anything like that, just a regular pencil and eraser and a mono eraser as well. These are absolutely brilliant to use for any of your highlights or anything like that in your work. If you want to be adding fine bits of white hair or really tiny bits of fur, it's a great eraser to use. As you can see, it's got a very small little nib on the end of it there, and it's great for your highlights when you're doing your work. If you haven't got one of these, you can use a normal eraser as well. The only way because you're not going to be able to get those finer details. What you can do is you'll have to just keep on cutting with a scalpel or a knife, just the edges of it, so you get a sharp edge, and you can just use that just to lightly create highlights in your work. But if you have a kneadable erasers, well, you can just use that just to mould it into the shape that you want to be using it in. You probably see me doing a lot more work. You can turn into like a little blade like that, and then you can do your highlights with a kneadable eraser as well. I generally don't tend to use these to erase work or anything like that. I used a normal eraser for that. Okay, right. Now we've got those tools down, let's get down to it. So what we're going to be starting off with first is a cross in the centre. This is just to mark our centre point for our eye. Now, if you've seen my previous videos of when I was learning to sketch, you probably noticed that I was never good at drawing eyes or anything like that. So I've not been taught how to draw. I've not gone to any art schools or anything like that. So none of this is going to be any technical, or I'm not going to be explaining it very technically or anything like that. It's just going to be how I've taught myself to do it, and it's just going to be giving you a rough idea of how to draw an eye realistically, just by using the one pencil. So we've got our cross sorted out here. On top of this junction here, we're going to draw the pupil. A nice circle for your pupil there. And then around the pupil, we're going to draw the iris. And try and make these as round of a circle as possible as well. So that's that part done. Now we're just going to cut off the top of the eye here. Just a slight little line there. And what we're going to do, this is now going to be the shape of the eye that we're going to be creating. So we're just going to bring this down now at an angle and to a point around here we are. Just tail it off slightly. And now we're going to do the same on this side here. Now we're going to bring the corner of the eye down, underneath the iris, and then we're just going to bring it up to this point here, and we're just going to just angle it off into a tear duct shape there. So this is just roughly the outline. We may tweak this later on, but for now, this is just going to be our guide for the eye so far. So that's where we're at the moment. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to erase that cross out. So this is where your mono eraser will come into it. Also what I do is I'm just going to take away a little bit of that pupil there as well, because what we want to do is that's half of that is going to be our reflection when we come to shade in the eye, and to give it that bit more realistic look to it. Okay, so there we go. So that's that part. Better get rid of that. So that's the main part of the eye done. Now what we're going to be doing is we're just going to draw the top crease of the eyelid. And the bottom eyelash row as well. Now we've got these down. I'm going to draw the rest of the where the tear duct is of the eye here. And I'm just going to fill in, what we're going to do here is we're going to draw in the reflection. And what you want to try and do is not draw a straight square or rectangle. You can draw a little circle as well, which is quite a nice one to do. If you are going to draw a square, try and make it a little bit curved as well, just so that it looks like it's following the roundness of the eye, like that. Now eventually, you don't want to make this this square here too dark with your line. You want to make it as light as possible, because eventually we're going to erase those lines out, because you know you're not going to be seeing any lines in your reflection. Okay, so right, what we're going to do now is going to fill in our pupil. And then very gently and very lightly, we're just going to shade in the rest of the iris there. Now you want to go very gently with this, because we're going to darken up the edges and the top of the eyelid here there as well. So we're going to be darkening up those parts. And we don't want to be doing this too dark, because we want that, because we're using the one pencil, we want to see that contrast. So very gently, we're just going to fill all this in. Try and cover the page as much as possible with your graphite, going in circular motions, very gentle strokes. Avoid going into your reflection. Once you've done that, grab your Q-tip, and in circular motions, we're just going to spread the graphite around and blend that through. And like I was saying before as well, I never used to be able to draw eyes. This one here is just completely from memory. It is, you know, and just want to show you to draw a realistic eye as well, that you can do yourself at home just by using the one pencil. I may later on as well do another video, another tutorial, where it's going to be that little bit more in depth, where we use different pencils to create a very realistic looking eye. So that's our iris done there. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to fill it in just a little bit more darker in the top here, from where the eyelid would be, top of the eyelid there, and just bring it in slightly through here, not much. And just around the iris as well, we're just going to go that little bit more darker. Not going all the way into the center, just round the inside edges of your iris there. Slightly putting a little bit more pressure onto it, so you're going that little bit more darker around it. And then with our Q-tip, again in a circular motion, starting from the edges and work your way in towards the, you're not going to go directly towards the center. All you want to do is just blend in where the lighter tone and the darker tone meet. So how was that video for you guys? Let me know in the comments below on what you guys thought. If you got value out of that video, hit that like button and subscribe to watch weekly art videos and ring that bell to know when I upload them. Thank you again for watching. My name is Romeo. This is Romeo Sketches, signing off. Peace out.